Those of you following this channel will know that I've been having trouble with this laptop. In particular, every time Windows started downloading updates, the entire machine would become almost unusable. Well, I have upgraded the machine. There's now a fast SSD drive in there and 24 gigabytes of memory. I never thought I'd put that much in a machine. But that's not what this video is about, because I also have a DIY laptop project. I'm planning on taking the Mini-ITX motherboard in that machine back there and turning it into a fat but portable laptop. So while I had this open, I took some photos. Let's take a look and see how they managed to cram all that into what is a fairly thin laptop. Okay, so the very first thing I noticed was that the battery down in the corner here was bulging. I've ordered a replacement battery because this is causing trouble. So with laptops this thin and with mobile phones, to get the batteries that thin, they're effectively a battery in a plastic bag, which is, great, nice and thin, but it does mean that when they start gassing, they swell up like this. And it's actually already done some damage. This screw here, this mounting point has basically been shredded thanks to the pressure of this battery, so I will be replacing that. Moving on to the left, you see this is the 2.5-inch drive, which I have since replaced with an SSD. Directly above it there is actually an M2 SSD mounting place. So I could have gone with an even faster M2 SSD. However, those are still quite expensive, and I thought for this laptop, even a SATA SSD is a big step up, so I didn't bother with that. And then you'll notice a big feature of these two big fans with their coolers, and they have copper heat pipes running over. I'm pretty sure the one on the left, that'll be the GPU. That's should be more power hungry than the CPU. And then the other big power hungry item is the CPU off to its right. And then below there's one memory slot. This laptop happens to have 8 gigabytes soldered to the motherboard, which is why I ended up with 24 gigs. The other interesting areas are, if you look up in the corner, you'll see there's the Wi-Fi card. And the Wi-Fi card, the antennas head in through past the friction hinges, which keep the laptop from, well, hold the laptop open so it doesn't flop down while you're using it. And that and the LCD panels connections are on the other side, but they get fed in past the friction hinges and up into the LCD panel, and that's where your Wi-Fi antenna is, and obviously the connections to run the LCD. So looking down the bottom here, you'll see a small printed circuit board. That's for the front LEDs, not LCD, the LEDs, the indicator lights. There may be a sensor there to detect when the laptop is closed. I haven't quite located that. The other thing I noticed is that all of the mounting points that connect with the bottom of the lid, bottom of the case, sorry, they all have little metal bits on them. And that is to electrically connect all parts of the laptop for electronic shielding. So in terms of what I can learn, obviously, even with the bigger Mini-ITX motherboard, layout is going to be quite important. You'll see here, the circuit board has been laid out all the way around the big coolers. And the coolers are being strategically placed to be able to suck air in and through the heat sinks to try to keep everything cool despite being in such a tiny package. Now, I guess with the Mini-ITX laptop project, if I didn't care about how big it was, then that's not an issue, but I do. I would like to, I accept it's going to be bulky because, well, Mini-ITX standard, for example, has quite a fat profile, but I would like to keep it compact, despite the fatness. So anyway, I thought it'd be interesting to have a look at an actual laptop and just see how they do it. And then hopefully we'll be able to apply some of the lessons to the laptop project in future. Until then, hope you're all well, and we'll see you next time.